Do you need help understanding why the hotel wedding department does things the way that they do? Why is it so difficult to get final pricing beforehand? And why can't you bring in your own vendors? Why does it take days or weeks to get responses from your wedding coordinator? We're here to answer all of those questions and more. We have an expert here with us that can help. I'm Lisa, founder of Hola Weddings, and you're here for the Destination Wedding Show. I'm here with Martina, who's our general manager, and she's also someone that has years of experience in the hotel industry. So Martina, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, sure. Thanks for having me. I have been working in the hotel side of things for the longest time as a wedding coordinator on the sales side as well for weddings on the hotels. I tried to get out of weddings a couple of times, but always came back. And now I'm really happy to be here with Hola Weddings.
Well, we're very happy and fortunate to have you.
Thank you.
All right. So let's get started with, tell us how wedding resort departments work.
All right. Usually there are two ways. It depends on the resort. Especially the smaller, more luxurious resorts, they have one person that's in charge from the very beginning, confirmation of the wedding date, planning, and then executing your wedding. And then there are other resorts that split up the process. So you'll be in touch with one person to confirm the wedding date, another person to confirm all the details, the planning, make sure your vision is all planned out. And then when you get to the resort, you'll be meeting your on-site coordinator who will be there on the wedding day and help you through that process.
All right. So I guess it's important for wedding couples to know if they have a preference to either have one person taking care of everything from the beginning to the end, or if they don't mind going with different people that have different areas of expertise, the hotel can help answer what the process is for the wedding couples, correct?
Exactly, definitely. And your destination wedding specialist can guide you also if you have a preference towards resorts that work a certain way, and help you find out what's important for you as well. Other than that, there's really no difference for you.
Okay. And then what's the actual role of the wedding coordinator?
So these are really busy people. The wedding coordinators, they take care of everything for you from planning all the little details, helping you put your vision together. So everything you have in mind is conveyed to the resort and your wedding takes place the way you want it to be, from decor, music, ceremony. You have all the vendors, so they actually are in touch with you about everything that you want and then relay that information to the vendors, so you don't have to deal with everyone separately. And also within the resort, because there are different departments working together on the wedding from the resorts, people who set up, people from security who let other vendors come in, and lots of food and beverage, exactly, very important. So yeah, really, they are your point of contact and they relay everything and make the heavy lifting for you.
Okay. But then how many weddings are they managing a year, let's say?
It really depends on the resort. There are really large resorts that have lots of wedding venues. So they can do 300, 400, 500, even more weddings per year. There's also smaller weddings that only do one wedding per day, so it's obviously going to be less. But however many weddings are being done at the resort is staffed accordingly. So if they're doing lots of weddings, their weddings team is really big, so they have lots of people there working for you. So you don't feel that resort manages a lot of volume.
Okay. So the wedding coordinators, after 300 weddings, you're clearly the expert of all experts in what you're doing.
Definitely. You see a lot of things.
Okay. But you're also very busy.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So that can explain why there's delays with the emails. Let's say the bride sends an email and their wedding is in July of 2026. It's not that they're unimportant. It's just that the wedding coordinator's managing however so many weddings between when they send the email now and July 2026.
Exactly. So, and the resorts, they do weddings all year round. So obviously they were always going to prioritize weddings that are closer, that are coming up. And if your wedding is a year and a half out, maybe your response time will take a little bit longer because they have a wedding that's getting married in next week or even today.
So for type A wedding couples that really want to start planning very early, they want access to everything, they want someone that's going to answer their emails much more quickly, it's advisable to get an outside wedding coordinator that can work in tandem with the on-site coordinator.
Yes, an outside wedding planner helps because they are kind of in touch with you more closely. I would recommend to choose somebody who is very knowledgeable about the resort, because if they have to go back to the resort and ask the same questions on the wedding team, the response time is going to be the same.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But other than that, what also helps is if you have all your ideas straight. So usually you confirm your wedding date about a year, year and a half out, pretty much.
I'd say that's the average, a year to year and a half. We do get people 5% that'll do more than 18 months and 2 to 3% that'll do less than 12 months. Less than 12 months is a little tricky, unless it's a very small, intimate wedding.
Yeah, especially with the rooms and make sure your guests get enough time to book. But yes, and then the resorts, usually they reach out about 3 to 4 months out to plan all the details. So you have that window that you can use to put together your Pinterest board. You can choose your vision, your colors, if you want the boho style, if you want maybe a more elegant affair. So you can really get your ideas straight during that time. So by the time we're getting to the 3 to 4 month mark, you already have a clear idea of what you want, and your answers from the weddings team will be more concrete. Also, a lot of things will depend on your guest count. That's another reason why planning starts so close to the wedding date. By that time, you should have a clear idea of your guest count. It makes planning just so much easier.
Yeah, because I've seen that happen. We have people that'll call and say, oh, no, we're expecting at least 100 people. So if you start planning based on 100 people, and then at the last 3 months, once you have the final payments and people are really committed, you're down to 35, there's definitely a big difference. And the same goes the other way. We've had people say, we kind of want to keep it small. We're going to stick to 25, 30 people. And then word gets out and the wedding explodes to a group of 70. And that's also going to change factors in regards to decor and even location sometimes.
Exactly, yeah. And it happens. It just happened with the group with us, which is very good. And the team is there for you to help and support you and plan everything out. And you don't have to be in touch with the vendors. Sometimes people get stressed out because they feel like, oh, I need to secure my DJ. That's usually what you would do at a regular wedding at home. But with the destination weddings, the resorts are so well equipped. They have all the connections and they do weddings every day. So sometimes we've had weddings where the couple was on the fence about adding on a fire show. And then 2 weeks before the wedding, they were still able to add that on because the resort had those connections. So don't worry about not having a contract for your DJ or for the only thing maybe that I would secure early is maybe photography.
Okay.
Make sure you have that. But other than that, it's pretty easy to put things together.
Okay. So can you walk us through what happens in those last 3 to 4 months when the wedding couples are working with the wedding coordinator from the resort?
Usually the resorts have some sort of spreadsheet that they would share with you. And it has basically the whole wedding laid out from your guest list, from the decor choices, from the ceremony setups, reception setups, florals. You also have songs for the DJ. You have the processionals. You have speeches. You have spa appointments on there. Photographers, important details if you're bringing in outside vendors, if you have guests not staying at the resort. So basically all of that is being kept track of on that spreadsheet. And it may seem a lot. I think you've seen a couple sometimes get overwhelmed.
It is overwhelming.
When you first receive it. And people think they have to fill it out all at once, but it is a process. So there's a back and forth. You start with your initial thoughts, what you have, and then you can fill in the blanks as you go along.
Okay. So that's the last 3 to 4 months. And then the resorts ask the wedding couple to be there 2 to 3 days, 2 to 3 business days. I get a lot of couples saying, no, we're going to fly in the night before. We're going to fly in the day of. So what's most important about those 2-3 days for people to get in a little earlier?
I would always recommend to get in a little earlier. There's always this thought of like, you get to the resort, you get married, and then you go off on your honeymoon and have fun. But it's actually very stressful if you do it like that, because you come in, you had a long day of traveling, you're tired. You will meet with your on-site coordinator to go through everything and make sure everything is the way you wanted it to be, make sure nothing fell through the cracks. So you don't want to do that really on your arrival day. So I would recommend to come in at least 2 to 3 days before to make sure there's enough time. You meet the morning after you arrive with the weddings team. I go through everything. They will show you the locations. You can see everything. A lot of couples come sight unseen. So this will be the first time you actually be there. So that really helps to get space in a little bit more time. And sometimes resorts even have time to kind of accommodate last minute changes when you realize, oh, I didn't realize the distance between the two or something like that.
Okay.
So if you plan in that extra time, that really helps for you to enjoy the process more and also to be more prepared.
Okay. I know that I would have to. There's no way that I could arrive at the last minute and just sort of go, oh, let's do this. I'd have to be able to walk through it and have time to decompress and have time to just process it and take it all in to be ready for the day.
Yeah, me too. And especially if you have a very concrete vision in mind, that's the way to go.
Okay. So you've been a wedding coordinator, and I've seen the travel agency side of it, and now you have as well. But what's a typical day like in the life of a wedding coordinator?
Wedding coordinators are very busy people. So it starts usually, especially if it's a wedding day, it starts in the morning. You get in, have some emails. You might have a meeting with the couple for the final walkthrough. There might be some other meetings within the resort. You relay information. You read through all the event orders. There might be some other site inspections going on. And then right around noon, usually, if it's a sunset weddings, the vendors will come in with their orders. So the wedding coordinator will make sure that everything is what was ordered. The flowers are okay, the setup, the chairs, everything is the way it's supposed to be. Deliver flowers to the couple's room as well, ceremony flowers. Check in at the salon, maybe with the couple. Also, depending on the weather, there will always be a point where you check in with your wedding coordinator to check on the weather and see if plan A is good to go outside or if you need to move to plan B. And then it's all about the wedding. Queue up the ceremony processional, be there for reception, the speeches, all the dances, make sure dinner is served properly. So it's a lot of supervising on the wedding day as well. And then after teardown, there's sometimes a really big inbox waiting with lots of emails. So some wedding coordinators will sit, and that's when you get emails at 2 a.m. in the morning. So they're really, really busy. And that's also a reason why sometimes there's a little bit of a delay, especially if the wedding is further out.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So the wedding coordinators are supervising everything that's going on, but they're also working with all of the different departments and vendors to make sure that all of that is going off. So it's not just, okay, it's time for you to walk and whatever else that they're doing in terms of like the procession. They need to make sure that the meals are out on time, that the DJ is up and running and that everything's functional. And
exactly,
they're also there. I mean, we want it to be flawless and we want it to be perfect, but they're also there in case it's not perfect and they need to fix it, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of moving pieces. So the wedding coordinators make sure they have everything under control so you don't have to worry about those little things and can just enjoy.
Okay. And after a day like that, I'm pretty sure they're sleeping well.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so that wraps up part 1 of 2 for this episode. We have so much content for you that we're going to keep going next time with frequently asked questions. So we have people that have sent in questions in regards to how it works at the hotel, why things are the way they are, and Martina's going to help us answering those questions from an insider's point of view. We're going to go over the top 3 expenses in regards to wedding costs that wedding couples don't realize will be the top 3 expenses, and also what the top 3 add-ons are from an expert's point of view, what it's worth spending money on and where you should save or where you can save. So make sure to stay tuned. If you want more information, please go to our website. It's www.holaweddings.com, Hola, like behind me here. And you can also go there to submit any questions that you might have that you want answered on future episodes. So thanks again for joining us. Thank you, Martina, for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
And we hope to see you next time.